Water is a basic necessity of life. Humans need it to survive. Water has such an impact in our lives that we chose it as the base of our project. Because this year is all about sustainability and using resources wisely, we chose to make prototype of a system that filters water and transports it to higher ground without the need of electricity. To make this project understandable, we want to point out certain concepts. Contaminated water. The main source of pollution of this resource are organic compounds such as hydrocarbons, PCBs, and detergents, inorganic fertilizers such as nitrates and phosphates, metals such as lead, calcium, and potassium, and radioactive isotopes. Filtration is the process of separating solid matter from a liquid by passing it through a porous substance.
Tarahumara people inhabit the Copper Canyon located in Chihuahua. This is a region with an extreme weather and a lack of water, even though some projects are already being applied to solve these problems. Since they are a demographic group with lack of resources, natural, economic, and energetic, we thought that finding a way to help the Tarahumara communities would be a great way to help our country. Water can easily be obtained from nature, but there are two main problems. Water could be polluted or contaminated, and it might be hard to take clean water all the way up to the mountains. That's why we thought of a filtering system that can transport water to a higher ground without using electricity. According to Ana Paula Pintado in her research paper, Tarahumaras, Pueblos Indígenas del México Contemporáneo, 52% of Tarahumara people is located in rural settlements. Due to the fact that these places are distant and infrastructure is quite expensive, the access to services for this part of the population is generally limited. 78.9% does not have access to piped water, and 91.6% does not have electricity.
Question: how can we get those communities clean water in a sustainable and clean way?
If we take water from a near lake or river and transport it using our system, a lot of communities like the Tarahumaras will be able to get clean water.
By taking water from one bucket into another bucket that is at higher altitude. Gather the results and modify the experiment if it is needed. When fully functioning, test how we can make it at a bigger scale in order for us to use it in communities like the Tarahumara.
Conclusion. After the experiment was tested, conclude our results. Was our system able to perform correctly? Can we apply it so it benefits other communities?
For the filter, first we take an empty 2-liter plastic bottle and cut it in order to make a funnel-like shape. Second, pierce the cap of the bottle. Third, after screwing the top, place a piece of cloth inside the bottle. Fourth, empty the charcoal powder or grains. Fifth, empty half of the sand. Sixth, place half of the rocks. 7. Place the rest of the sand. 8. Place the rest of the rocks.
Composed by PVC tubes, PVC connectors, check bulbs, and steel tubes. The tube works like a vacuum chamber. Here is where the water enters. Here the water flows out, the wastewater, and the water that is going to go up flows within this tube. Bulbs are used in order for water to go up but can go back down.
The purpose of this project is to create a prototype that can facilitate the distribution of clean water without using electricity to the communities
that don't have this service or that is difficult to obtain it. This project can be used at different society levels. Individual level, we can all contribute in anything that is necessary, like telling more people about the project so that it can help each one personally by giving them the opportunity to use clean water for their own necessities. Community level, gathering people and making them participate or helping donating materials that are useful so that they can be able to have better water systems to carry out the activities they need to perform but haven't been able to. Government level, they can help producing more water ramp pumps and having a list of the communities that are in need to make sure all of them are taking part of this.
Si es un chorrito, aunque sea un chorrito, una salida así muy pequeña, va a ser abandonado.
In the testing of our model, we did make a few changes. The first one being that we changed the position of the filter because the process of filtering is really slow and the filtered water wouldn't come out with the necessary pressure to make the water ramp pump work.
The second change we made was after we tested it. We realized that we either need more pressure in the water or a smaller check valve to make it work.
We also need to point out that the filtered water is not drinkable, but it is useful in other things. Although the filter cleans most of the pollutants, we do recommend boiling it or cleaning it completely.
The good news is that we have around 90% of the project complete. We could have had all the project finished, but we were contemplating that one of the pieces wouldn't work.
In the STEM project, I did the introduction. I pointed out some key concepts. I also said part of the scientific method. I took most of the photos and recorded. I did like an overall script and the conclusion.
Participation on this STEM project was to build the ramp pump prototype, test it, and gather the pieces together. Also, I made the link between the scientific method and our project.
What I did in this project was to investigate the steps that needed to be followed to construct the filter, and I edited the video.
I researched the important facts and statistics and elaborated the filter.
Lead on this project was its purpose and the different ways it can be used at different society levels.